Hey everybody, sorry for the little bit of a delay getting there. We were trying to work out audio issues in Discord, and Discord and voice meter don't seem to be working with each other all that great. But
I
it's
mean, to be fair, it's probably something that we were doing wrong, but maybe next time we'll get it
probably...
figured out. Big ups to Discord, though. I think that once they implement screen sharing, I think we're gonna move.
Oh,
I mean,
we'll be
the game
completely done
people are
with
gonna
Skype.
move away from Skype and start jumping over to Discord.
We will be completely done with Skype and move over entirely to Discord, because holy
Yeah.
shit, it worked really fucking well. It just doesn't seem to work all that well when you're using voice meter. So I'm trying to send Polo the game audio, and he's getting he's hearing himself, which usually takes about 3 seconds for Skype to fix that out, and it didn't for it didn't seem to do it for this. So who the fuck knows? But in any case, we're playing one of my favorite games. We're playing fucking Rocket Knight Adventures, which this game is like one of my favorites. It's also kind of hard as fuck, and I love that the difficulty levels for it kind of insult you, because it's a hard game. But the basic mode, the easiest mode of the game, is children mode, or you can play it on easy, which is really normal, normal, which is really hard, and hard, which is just fucking hard. In fact, let me pull up here. I fucking know a lot about this game because this was one of the first games I've ever LP'd. If I can find the Rocket Knight Adventures article in Wikipedia, it kind of talks a little bit about the difficulty level, which you can see here. For USA, it has the Japanese has normal, hard, very hard, crazy hard, which you can't even get to the last two without putting in a fucking code or beating the game beforehand. And in USA, it's children, easy, normal, hard. So that's like making Contra fucking, like, baby mode and still having it be Contra. Like, shit. Let's talk about hard mode for a quick second here. So, hard mode is the hardest mode in the game. And funny thing about hard mode, well, let's show what hard mode is like in this game. Yeah, one hit, you die.
Oh, okay.
Game over.
And is this a game where you're kind of designed to be able to take hits?
This is a hard game. This is a pretty goddamn tough game.
I like that expression. Whoa, game over. Oh no.
So yeah, I've seen Dactylon did a LP of this on hard mode because he is fucking crazy and I love him. But we're gonna go on standard easy mode for right now.
Okay.
Yeah, even on easy
Only
mode.
babies play easy mode though.
Even on easy mode, it's still pretty hard. So this is made by Konami, kinda as their way to cash in on another mascot game like Sonic and whatnot. So if you read the instruction manual for this game, there's a fucking ton of backstory that comes out of nowhere. But I like just playing the game as it is. You're a blue possum. You're a possum in Shovel Knight armor, going to fuck up a bunch of pigs.
I like this screen too.
I love everything about this game. So automatically looking, they kind of took a little cue from Sonic right here by having, if you idle for too long, he does a little, yeah, they took that directly from Sonic. In the background, right above that tree there, that's the first stage boss, kind of just like hovering over the castle that he's fucking annihilating.
Like, I'm getting a lot of Dynamite Heady vibes off of this. But like a Konami version of Dynamite Heady.
Well, a lot of people who worked in Konami and Treasure kind of had a little bit of an overlap. And the team that made this worked on Contra Hardcore. And there's a ton of references to a bunch of Konami bosses and stuff in this game. It's actually one of the reasons why I love it. A lot of things, I played this game before playing a lot of like the classic Konami titles, so a lot of what were later I found out to be references, I didn't even know. But one thing I love right off the bat is these main pigs. If you hit them, you just knock their armor off and they run around naked.
Right.
And you can hit them again if you want. There's a lot of, like, really cute little animations that this game does like that. You also have a ton of mini-bosses, and things like this aren't even mini-bosses. You're just fighting fucking little Metal Gear mechs right off the bat.
Oh, yeah, I remember there was, like, an insane amount of backstory for this game.
Yep, that you're, like, you were trained by a person who betrayed you, and,
Yeah, and it's like cartoon possums. Like, come on, I appreciate the effort, but...
You're a cartoon possum who's fucking up a bunch of pigs, like...
Yeah, go fuck up some pigs. Get some apples, maybe.
You have a jetpack. Oh, so I might as well talk about the jetpack a little bit. So when
it took us a little while to get to it, but it is kind of the main gimmick of the game.
Yeah, so when you slash your sword here, it sends out this little beam, and you can slash your sword literally as fast as you can hit the button. It's pretty nice. But if you hit and hold, you charge that little meter up by your hearts, and if you let go normally, you do that little cool spin, which gives you a fucking ton of invincibility. Or you can press up and fire in any direction. You can even hit down and go up. I love that little spin in a situation like that, because it just fucks those pigs up. So, this game's draw is that there are a ton of really cool mini-bosses. In fact, this first mini-boss we're here is a callback to, Contra 3, the Alien Wars, where the first mini-boss in that game is a tank, where the best strategy to beat it is to get behind it and fuck it up.
Right. Can't even turn around.
It can try and run you over, but all the mini-bosses in this game actually have, like, multi-part fights, so you don't just blow the hell out of the tank, you actually have to fight it now in the water.
Uh-huh.
And a cool thing about this game is you have so many, I'll show it off really in the next fight. Sparkster, who, by the way, that's our character, Sparkster, has a ton of invulnerability frames for his sword, like, so much. So we're gonna pick up this little power-up here, which there's only 2 of them in the entire... actually the only time you find this power-up in the entire game. But it has you do this. Side-scrolling, sword-swinging. So we're fighting pigs and we're fighting robots in this game. And the robots are directly from Contra Hardcore. And a cool little thing here is the closer you get to the water, the closer that, like, it comes up to you like that. You can also go under the water too, but you're fighting a current now. So we're gonna see some of those invincibility frames right here by... We can show some of those invincibility frames by literally going right up to it and swinging your sword like a fucking madman. It can't hit you when you're swinging like a madman.
So let me ask you, if you had like a turbo controller, could you be invincible forever?
No, because you actually want to time your hits nicely. Because it's pretty much you're invincible as long as you're swinging in the motion itself. You can cancel out of that if you swing fast enough. This game does a lot of, like, really cool things for just one stage. Like the fire here. There's no other stages that actually feature fire.
Uh-huh.
And even though there are other stages that have the, side-scrolling stuff like that, there's not, like, one where you pick up, like, the power-up and do that, so... It feels like this game had a lot of, like, really cool ideas from Konami, like, hey, what if we did this? And they just kind of like...
see, this is impressive for a Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive. They weren't doing that, you know, too often until, like, the Super Nintendo era.
So, the fire itself is okay to touch, but if you touch, like, the flame wall behind you, that's a one-hit KO. And if you walk to the right, you can see it literally...
Oh, it destroyed the stage.
Yep. Another callback to Contra 3, the Alien Wars, where halfway through the stage, a couple of planes dropped napalm and set the entire floor of that first stage on fire. So this kind of teaches you...
What do the gems do?
You get 100 of them, and you get a 1-up. This is here more to teach you how, like, the bouncing mechanic works. Yeah, you get a rest.
Oh my, yeah. I like it when games call them things besides extra lives. Like, you got extra tries, extra mans.
But one cool thing about this is, if you follow the instructions of bouncing off the walls before, you can miss the 1-up that was hidden up in the left corner there. Another cool thing which you'll see is the arc on Sparks' sword is really fucking wide. It goes from behind his head to, like, the bottom of him. Basically, if there was an enemy standing behind me right now where that painting is, he'd be getting hit. Oh, I love this part too. What could possibly be in here? Look at how fucking angry he looks!
But look at how happy the pig is.
I know! There's such a contrast.
Like,
oh, wait, no, we're back.
He's just so chuffed that that worked. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe that worked. I'm so happy.
I got myself in a present. Oh, and there's the first stage boss, by the way.
It has a little pig nose.
Yep, it's a pig robot. So, the boss in this game are awesome, and the boss theme is awesome.
This reminds me of Splatterhouse boss.
A little bit, right? It feels like it's... The music definitely kind of reminds me of, like, the Poltergeist battle in Splatterhouse a little bit.
Can you not kill those things?
No, you can't.
Oh, jeez.
But you can kill that red one.
I could see how this would be really bad on hard mode.
Yeah. I've
Hey,
gotten...
Smuck Buzzer, what's up?
Hey, Smuck.
Thanks for coming.
So, he doesn't actually hit all that hard. All of his things only hit me for one hit. Oh, but important thing.
Yeah, but like I said, I can see how this, like, really hardcore people try to finish it on hard mode.
Yeah. So an important thing with this game is every time you beat a stage, it'll freeze frame you on, like, a specific frame. So you always kind of want to try and look like a badass. I fucked up. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it better on the next one.
Okay.
So here's our story. Black Possum stealing the princess. Kicks that. Listen to a little clinky sound effect. So he's on a pig mothership, which is, again, taken directly from Contra 3. It's literally the spaceship from Contra 3 with the pig nose on it. And they're gonna start off stage 2 immediately with the boss battle.
This is the boss that, like, everybody always remembers or something.
Yep, immediately off the bat. So you see how I'm, like, diving through the spikes by just swinging my sword around?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it literally...
Those are the frame-perfect tricks.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty generous with their invulnerability frames. So remember the face from that guy, because it's going to show up a lot in this stage. And again, that boss is kind of, if you look on stuff from Contra 3 and Contra Hardcore, there are similar bosses to it. Because, again, the same guy designed all 3 games. So... a little, little
this
hidden
is like,
thing.
this is basically cutesy Contra.
Yeah, there's also a couple of callbacks to Castlevania Bloodlines, which we'll see soon. I hate this waterfall effect. It always kind of fucks me up a little bit. But I love the music for the stage, so I can't complain.
Uh-huh. Well, how you... Oh, okay, so that's how you do it.
Yep. So now we're hidden behind it. That's kind of the gimmick for this part of the stage. There are, like, a lot of little gimmick parts in this game, and I kind of love it. So, self-explanatory.
So they were doing 3D foreground background stuff before the Nintendo DS started doing it.
I always thought this game should have gotten a really cool, like how they got the Echo 3D remake. I always thought this game would get a really good remake on either GBA or 3DS or...
To be fair, I mean, most of the bosses, they're like flailing around and stuff. They'd probably look pretty good in 3D.
I think so. So, this is like the first stage where you kind of learn about invulnerability frames, because this guy will knock the shit out of you a lot. He's also, if you notice, the face on him is the same as the first robot we fucked up. I also did a pretty cool strat there, where, so, it's a hard thing to pull off, but sometimes you don't just, like, go rocketing off in one direction. Sometimes you'll, like, half rocket off and then do your spin attack, during which you're entirely invincible and you can land about 4 or 5 hits.
Nice.
So, I got kinda lucky there. So, now they're gonna do a little cool vertical thing here, which, if you feel like destroying...
Oh.
Yep.
I see what you mean. You're always going up, right?
Yeah.
Or you're always trying to go up?
If you feel like this... Yeah, see, like, look here. I'm gonna try charging up into this thing, and I'm gonna hit it, and I'm gonna start spinning as soon as I hit it. It's a hard thing to pull off, but it's the most damaging attack in the game.
Uh-huh.
Because unfortunately, one kind of bad thing about your jetpack is when you're going in a direction, once you start falling, you have no control over it. Like when he starts flailing his arms around and stuff.
Right.
I'd also like to point out his dead eyes right there.
Looks
He,
like
like-
you've seen some shit.
He's got a 1,000-yard stare right there. He has seen some shit.
Or maybe he's just determined. Oh, Smug Fuzzer says he's playing dead.
Very fitting. So, these spikes kill you in one hit.
Oh dear. Even on regular?
Even on regular. Also, this part is fun. Like, that's something I love about this game, is they introduce mechanics very quickly and then immediately jump you to a new part, especially in these early stages. I think it's pretty cool. So you hop on here, and you see the exclamation points right here. That's all you need to know hold down or you're going to fucking die. Because that spike is a one-hit KO.
I really like when games do this where they have you on a rail section, but you can't fall off the cart.
Not yet at least. This game is incredibly intuitive with how to play it, especially being that it changes, like, gameplay styles so fast. Like, it's pretty amazing that it feels like nothing really feels super cheap or unnatural. Alright, as soon as it starts, sparking like that, then you can fall off. So you hop on this again, spike, exclamation point, hold down or you're going to die. So now we got a little bit of a jump, a platforming part. But even then, not all that bad. No exclamation point here. Hold down or you're gonna die.
Yeah, these pig guys have a lot of bombs.
Do you think maybe just like
they do, but they throw like 10.
Do you think maybe they just looked around one day and said, "Hey, we have a ton of bombs. Let's go invade someone."
Like, you know, we got these bombs. We
A
should
bunch
probably
of
use them.
bombs with like whirligigs on them.
They don't seem to work very well, though.
Nope. Also, we got a little chicken following us. How about that? Hi, buddy. How's it
Aw.
going?
I love chickens, Double B.
And the second we hop on this one, the chicken's gonna get the fuck out of here because he knows better. So here is the second stage boss, which, by the way, all of this was stage 2. Stage 2 and 3 have a lot of shit in them.
Yeah.
So the train here is actually the robot that you can play as in Contra Hardcore. I think it was the one Slowbeef played as that he loves so much. Hey, ya buddy. So I'm gonna get really close to him and just start swinging my sword like a madman. And if you
This
just
trend
swing it,
looks like Slimer.
yeah, if you just swing it like when you're like really close to an enemy, you can land multiple hits sometimes. Like I was landing about 3 hits per sword swing on that guy. So you don't really have to rely too much on the beam if you want to like kind of take a gamble on your invulnerability frames and mashing ability. You can just try and land multiple hits on the like arms themselves. But not now, because they're gonna do this.
Oh man. This is cool.
Yeah.
Again, I'm kind of looking at this and imagining what would happen if it was on hard mode.
Ask Dectalon how the fuck he got through this.
Did he use no save states?
No save states. He's just really fucking good at video games. So
That must
now
have
it
been
starts.
quite the accomplishment back then.
So now it starts launching bombs at you, which by now you kind of get the feeling that you can get up close to it and just start wailing into it. So it starts
Yeah,
launching
that's
bombs a little close
tough.
to you. Alright, I got at least a little cool effect there. I got the jump effect.
Nice. I mean, I never played Rocket Knight Adventures, but I always knew it was a pretty good game.
The sequels don't hold up as well. They're not bad games. I think they get a little too much hate. But the first one is like one of my favorite games for Genesis. Like, so I didn't actually realize this when I was playing, doing my LP of it, where I spent time trying to point out every callback in it. This is a scene from Castlevania Bloodlines that has the like reflecting lava floor.
I mean, at what point can you say it's just a trope and not a callback, though?
No, it is a direct, like... See, in my video, I actually have, like, the videos themselves to show off. Bloodlines had this exact, like, the color and everything. So, now it kind of blocks the foreground, so you gotta use the floor and the lava...
Oh, clever.
...to do your jumps. And again,
Clever.
it only does it for this room. Like, they're like, hey, we have a cool idea that we put in only one other game. Let's put it in a stage in another game with some cool music to back it up. Oh, by the way, the lava is the one-hit KO.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't want to touch it. And now we get my favorite part, which is exploding fish.
Let me just say, I love the Genesis exploding sound effects.
Yep, Genesis always does bassy sound really well, and I mean, the soundtrack to this game is like one of my favorites just to be like in general. Also, when you stop
some people when I tell them I really like the Sega Genesis soundtracks, like in general, the sound chip stuff, they're like, well, it's all grungy and lo-fi, and I'm like, yeah, that's for some stuff that works really well.
Yep. Oh, by the way, that part there where you pick up the banana, which restores 3 health, by the way, they stop attacking you for a little bit.
Oh, because the piranhas don't like bananas?
Apparently they hate their potassium. So, this boss is kind of a pain in the ass. If you don't really know how to work your jetpack well, this boss is a serious pain. But if you know how to do that dash into a spin attack I brought up, this boss is a lot easier. Because you mostly have to do a lot of down attacks. You want to take out one of those claw arms as quickly as possible.
Ooh.
So, yeah. You can either try to take out the other claw arm, which you can just kind of wail behind it right there. Also, even though you get that sound effect that you're hitting it, you're not actually hitting it unless you see the thing shaking. Some people like to actually leave that claw arm there, because the claw arm is pretty easy to dodge, and will never do this final attack if he's got at least one claw arm out.
Uh-huh.
But fuck it, I feel like taking him out. Yeah, like, people give the Genesis sound chip so much shit, but they made Sonic with it. They made all the Sonic music with it. It's
Well,
good if
even
you
with
want a real.
games that
It's
Go
really
ahead.
good if you want like a bassy soundtrack. I think it's great.
yeah, but even some games that oh, I really like this.
Yep. So you
Even
gotta
some
use a
games
little.
that appeared on Super Nintendo and Sega, like for example the Earthworm Jim games, I think those sound better on the Sega Genesis.
I agree. So yeah, now you use a little pair of Metal Gear legs to, and by the way, those are the legs used in, like, the original MSX Metal Gear. Almost all the robot parts used in this game are either from, like, Life Force or Salamander, or they're from, Metal Gear.
Yeah, back then Konami really liked to make references to their other games.
Yep. So now
as opposed to today, where they like to pretend they don't exist.
Yep. So, this part right here is a little bit tough. I didn't realize this for a while, but if you just kind of hold left, you can, it times it so you can run perfectly across the lava. Also, it's not a one-hit KO. The lava hurts a lot, but it's not a one-hit KO.
Oh wow, that piranha puked bananas.
Yep. If you stand in that spot, you can always grab a banana or two. So, this isn't a
Give me
call.
those bananas.
Also, if you hop up here and you start running right, I didn't realize this until I actually started doing the LP of it, but you can run on air. The Sparkster can run on the air.
But if you don't know that, this stage is probably pretty damn hard.
Oh, this is a pretty tough boss otherwise. Just because that lava takes out 3 hearts at every single time. So, this boss isn't a callback to anything, but in Contra Shattered Soldier, they have a boss which is a callback to this boss. So he's not a callback yet, but they actually do refer to another boss with him later on. And also,
Okay,
like,
I was wondering how you were hurting him.
yeah, you
Like
gotta
what his weak phase was.
you gotta hurt the pig that jumps up from him, and when you kill him, he turns into a fucking lava demon.
He explodes and reveals his pig inside him.
And you gotta smack the shit out of that pig. I like to think that the pig's just fucking with you, like, yeah, I'm gonna taunt you by doing look at how high I can jump. Look at the fucking 1,000-yard stare on that Triceratops.
Wow. Oh. Triceratops is like, why am I here?
So, again,
Not
this,
even in the right time period. I should be extinct.
this entire stage, this entire, like, floating airship, is a reference to the boss, one of the stages from Contra 3, and we're gonna be fighting this guy here for pretty much this entire stage. And we fight him in a lot of unique, interesting ways, like by reflecting his balls back at him. And he gets a little cute sound effect whenever you beat him.
Ah,
Yep.
this guy looks like a Porktanian.
He's got a name too, like we've been just neglecting the story, but there is like a fucking like a ton of like betrayal and pork, you know, captains, like
Intrigue, drama.
people who Sparks was trying to find out who killed his parents, like. And if you don't read the instruction manual, you don't fucking care about any of that. You're just a little possum going to kick the shit out of pigs and a bad possum. Like, you don't need story. I just slashed
Oh my
a.
gosh, he's all fucked up from the last time we fought him. Did you see him? He had like a black eye and shit.
Yeah, by the time the stage is over, he's gonna be like in bandages. So I love this. You get to the front of the ship. We're gonna knock the fucking nose off that pig. So
Cheap
I love-
Chinese shit.
I love the sound effect these bomb guys make whenever they die. Oh, also, that part is hard as shit because if you get knocked off once, you're fucking dead. part of me kind of thinks they might be a reference to Bomberman of some kind, but probably not. So this one up right here, you have to know to drop and fire like your jetpack up, or else you're gonna die.
Did it too soon.
Yep. So another boss here. This is kind of a reference to a similar fight that you have in the airship level in Contra 3.
You know, you could just be making all this up and I'd believe you because I've never played Contra.
Can check my LP. So you want to either try to drop a bomb enemy on them, which will hurt him,
I see.
or you can just
Do
get
that,
your
yeah.
jetpack out. Which means you're probably going to get a little blast of fire, but fuck it. There's health coming up.
This is a really jazzy boss theme.
There are so many, like, mini-bosses in this game that, like... I love games that have a ton of mini-bosses anyway, and...
Yeah, definitely. That's why I always like treasure games, because they always had a lot of bosses and they were all really
I am
different.
pretty sure that, like, half the team of Treasure went... Oh, look at his face! I'm pretty sure that the team behind Treasure, like, worked on this game and a couple of the Contra ones, because I know there are a lot of ex-Konami people. Also, if you have, like,
Sonic platforms. This is a reference to Sonic the Hedgehog.
I really feel like Flying Battery took a lot from this stage. Yeah, and you also have the Dead Eyes from that I posted out underwater. He has that wall hanging too. So this part is actually not that bad if you take your time, but if you try and rush it, you will fucking die in this part like I did a lot.
Those guys just keep coming, don't they?
Eternally spawning. And the they hurt. The getting hit on the gates don't hurt you that much, but you can get stun locked and blown up a lot. And you can dodge their thing by just ducking, so it's literally just how patient are you. And it's like you can even attack while ducking. Like it's. You can also kind of do like a little bit of a slide, like with your. This is like the one part that's hard, because it's really hard to determine where's the save spot there.
Can you not just blast through it?
You're gonna die if you do that. That's,
Okay.
it's kind of like, it feels like that's what they want you to do, and you're gonna get stuck in gates and shot up, and it's not a good idea. So, here's this guy's
Look
robot.
at this guy.
And this robot is a reference to a boss from Castlevania Bloodlines. And look at him jiggle.
Everyone likes jiggling.
I like how he gets tired. And that's the only time you can actually hurt him.
Damn.
Also, you may notice that his jiggling there is not random. It's actually the little dance that the his operator's doing right there. That's why he stops dancing, because he gets tired.
I see.
The garbage
Man,
actually
I know
hurts
this
you.
This is supposed to be a joke fight, but I can imagine this being really hard.
Oh, this is hard. I was also realizing that I was actually a little too close to him, and so I wasn't actually doing proper damage to him there.
Is there always that one safe spot when he sends out all those different pellets?
Yes. But if you want to get close enough to do, if you want to get into the good spot to do damage to him, it will actually get you hurt. And even though now he's dead, but the fight's not over yet, because you have to actually whack him a couple more times. So it's like, oh, I thought I got through all of it. No, you didn't.
You beat the guy's giant robot and then he slapped you in the face and you just fell down.
I feel like that's kind of a fitting, The nice thing here for hard runs of this game is the garbage at least isn't random. It's always set. That being said, he's actually the hardest boss for... Or one of them. There are a couple of late game bosses that are just really pains in the ass. That, like, I've seen the video, I still don't quite know how Decalon did it. See, like, you may think you're actually doing damage to him, but unless you see the robot change color, you're not doing shit.
I'm sorry, I'm hypnotized by the jiggling.
That's the power blast processing right there.
Tarnation, I'm Jiggle Piggy.
Alright. So what you really want to do is kind of just, like, make sure that you're always facing him, because he actually does a ton of damage if he's, like, if he runs into you. So your best bet is to just, like, kind of stand in the middle of the room and just keep bashing your sword.
Wow, that is actually one of the more difficult parts of the boss fight, I think.
Yeah, well, because if you can get your invulnerability frames working with your sword, if you can, like, hit him at the top of the arc of your swing, he won't hit you. So you gotta kind of, like, face him every time you swing. It's tough, like, it's definitely one of the harder parts of the game.
Like, I've never seen, like, a joke boss be that hard.
So, they shot us out of the canon of that, by the way.
Oh, is this the shooting stage?
Yep, so now we're doing another, side-scroller shmup part. The background here is a...
Pigs are fucking assholes.
The background here is another reference to Contra 3. I think it's the third stage. The background is identical.
So all the buildings had pig faces on them?
Without the pig face part, of course.
But I'm a pig, let's just put my face on everything.
It feels like it feels almost like this is kind of a game made in the spirit of, like, Parodius, where they just took a lot of Konami IPs and just said fuck it. It kind of feels like the Genesis answer
Put
to that.
pigs over everything. Instead of penguins, we got pigs.
So this part's a little tough just because it's really hard to tell where your hitbox is. And the hitbox of the rockets is fucking-gantic. I also love that one climbing on him, you can't hurt him, but he's a fucking pig grabbing a rocket. Why not?
What a trooper.
So, anyone who's ever played,
Yep, I know what this is.
Yep.
Oh, don't tell me what his name is. Like, he's the thing in Gradius.
Yep.
I don't know, what's his name?
Oh shit, I forget.
The thing in Gradius, we know.
It's literally the one from... It's like one of the exact ones from Gradius 3, I think. I forget it. I'm a little too intoxicated to remember its name, but...
I should probably get some beers, too. I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, I do. I just had a lot of German food and a lot of beer, so... I also love that for this entire stage, you are shaking uncontrollably.
Oh, I can't tell from the stream share.
Oh.
Is that what's going on? Are you just vibrating?
Yeah, you're just vibrating a lot. Yeah, this is another game with evil pigs.
Thanks for the list of evil pigs in games.
A lot of my... Okay, so this is another stage where, like, another part where not knowing exactly where your hitbox is kind of a pain in the ass. Because you can thread the needle with these bullets. It's just really fucking hard to.
Uh-huh.
So we've blown up the Metal Gear legs on it, but it's not done yet. Because now it's doing a, it's doing the thing that, I want to say Life Force boss does this.
Well, like, is there a safe spot for that, or?
Corners.
Okay.
And Spark's just such a badass, he just headbutts that motherfucker. So, we're,
What
like...
goggles are for.
We're on stage 5 now. He doesn't have a helmet! Like... okay, he does, but it's not, like, that big of a helmet. So, we're on stage 5. You didn't think that the game could teach you new mechanics, but it does. Every time they put a 1-up directly in your path, that means that there's a one-hit KO thing going on, and they want to make sure you don't fucking game over so easily. So we're gonna take this 1-up, and what do they got here? Look at that fucking thing.
You know, usually the big spike shield would be enough, but no, they gave it a little club too.
They gave him a club too.
Just in case, you know, the shield broke or something.
One-hit KO. They touch you, you die. The pigs are a reference to a boss in any of the spiked silver bosses in Contra 3. You're gonna get really tired of me saying a reference to Contra 3, because it does it all the time. So, we've seen those pig guys now we gotta race them! So, the game's gonna do a lot of things now where it introduces a mechanic like this, and then immediately makes you kinda like master it by racing something. I also like that they're being held in, like, cryogenic stasis until you run under them. So, it's another race now. And you may think, hey, I want to use my jetpack to blow past this, but because it's so maze-like, you're going to die. Because you're going to just bounce all over the place. But let's sit here and watch them all just fucking jump headfirst into lava.
This reminds me so much of Rat Race.
Yep.
Oh, well, that was a really intimidating pillar that just died in one hit.
Well, this part...
but it was load-bearing, I see.
Yeah. So, this kind of feels like What's the Stage in DKC, too.
I don't remember.
There's, like, another similar racing one. By the way, that part there, you need to use your jetpack to be able to get through it, but, it's really easy to fucking mess up your jetpack shot like I did right there, and die. You can also definitely, if you're too close to, like, the right side, because you may think, like, oh, I want to run right when I go through that, but nope, you'll overshoot your bounds and end up, like, directly in the middle. So you want to be all the way on the left when you go, otherwise you're gonna shoot.
You'll bounce back and get crushed.
Yep. So with this, it's really hard. You want to, like, angle your shot downward. But they got the 1-up there, so you're never in danger of really gaming over, as long as you can get past that first really tough,
But let me ask you this. Are those there in hard mode?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Like, the game is hard, but they're at least pretty damn generous with the 1-ups. Like, I think I started with about 2 rests, and now I'm at 7.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, you can see how close some of the shots end up getting. Like, sometimes you think, like, you want to run close to it to get it, but no, that's the trap. So...
Okay, what the hell is this?
This is pretty goddamn cool. Like I said, they teach you a lot of mechanics and stuff for just these segments, but I want to pick up that 1-up right there. So they'll teach you, like, a gameplay mechanic like this in kind of a safe room for it, where you can experiment with it, kind of figure out the angles on how it works. Nothing too...
I miss actual good game design.
There's so much good... This game is so fucking intuitive for everything it throws at you. This game is intuitive as shit. So, now that we've gone through that, let's go through these rainbow spike pillars that will kill you in one hit.
You know, it's not big, but, you know, not bad enough that they're spiky, but they're also radioactive.
Yep. So now you gotta choose which path you want to go. There is a really hard to get 1-up in this stage. The only time I've ever gotten it in my life was for the LP. I am not going for it again. It is hard as shit. You'd have to basically go up, navigate through that spike part there, and get it.
Oh, now they're glowing red.
They should be glowing multiple colors.
Yeah, I see it now.
They're really good at least showing you, like, hey, these things are going to kill you because they're fucking multicolored and spiky, and you probably want to get far away from them. So yeah, that one up right there. Don't ever go for it. It's a pain in the ass to get. You will die many times trying to get it.
I can see where this would get confusing.
And also, Sparkster's hitbox is pretty damn big, so... Oh, also, it'll just disappear after about 3 seconds, so you better be quick.
Imagine getting to the end and just falling off because it's.
So what could the boss battle for here be like? Yep. This is my favorite part of the entire game. Run like fucking hell! So you want to pick up that one up there and make sure that you always get that, because otherwise you could die along this part. The coolest thing in the world's gonna happen! That's right! Fucking rock'em sock'em robot! And yeah, this part's actually pretty goddamn hard. You have to actually juke it out after the first 2 hits. And he can kill me in 4 hits. He takes like fucking 9.
Oh man, there needs to be a GIF of this.
They tried to replicate this fight in the other Rocket Knight adventure games, and it just was not nearly as cool as this one. Look at how angry he looks! Look at how angry Sparkster looks with that! He looks so determined! Also, yeah, this part is hard as shit. I am literally 1 hit away from death, and I've hit him at least 4 more times. But I got him.
That was cool.
Like,
and here it just gives you the nice freeze frame.
Yep. Like literally, we're on the second to last stage in the game, and like they're still showing cool new shit. Like,
just new stuff every stage up to the end.
Yep. Oh no, we still got 2 stages left. Like, we're not done. Because we're gonna go into space! We're gonna go to the Pig Star. So, she gave us permanent jetpack.
Cool. Thanks, Princess, what's her name?
Oh god, I forget. She does have a name and backstory, because of course she does.
She looks like a Diana.
So, I don't even think I need to bring up what this is a reference to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Apples.
I know it's a reference to Parodius, but is this also a reference to Gradius?
It's most definitely a reference to Gradius. So besides this having my actual favorite music in the game, like, killing the ones with pink gives you an apple, which restores health, which you're gonna need because this part of the game is actually pretty damn tough. The meteors with jetpacks on them will shoot rockets at you if you don't kill them fast enough. The rockets are the exact same rockets used in a treasure game, Bangayo. Which again makes sense.
I'm beginning to wonder if they didn't intend this as like a spin-off parody game.
I think they might have. Well, I know they definitely wanted to be. They just had a lot of like cool ideas that they wanted them to use again. So I always thought this robot looked like a grandpa.
Yeah.
I think he's a reference to something. I just forget what. He also shoots little yo-yos at you if you let him live long enough. Also, with this like roulette wheel, if you can hit the meteor and not the pig head, it's 5 apples. If you kill the pig, if you shoot the pig head, it's 5 pig heads shooting at you. Also, Axel here,
it's that guy.
He's back, and he's in a fucking... He's in space, firing rockets at us. They're gonna continue to spawn, the little red guy shooting, pigs with the Buzz Lightyear outfits for as long as possible. So you kinda wanna get under him, and just swing your sword as much as you can. You can't actually kill him when he's, you know, firing his big gun, but you can do enough damage to knock him out here. Alright, that'll take care of him. Oh. So unfortunately, I did not get health back there, which I kinda need. But we're at the boss anyway. The boss has it's not a direct reference to anything, but it kind of has a little bit of the Gradius theme of just attach a ton of shit to a boss.
No, see, they did this in Parodius.
Really?
There was like a big battle tank and a bunch of stuff kind of like this all over it, and it flew around.
Well, then it might be a reference to Parodius then. So you can take time to try and shoot at to try and chop up the turrets, but you don't really have to. It also teleports, by the way.
Oh, and it turns around, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you might want to take care of that turret.
Like, if it were me, I'd try to take out all the stuff shooting at me, because I'd be afraid it would shoot me later.
It only has a couple of times where it's actually going to try and hurt you. Like here. And even then, it's pretty easy to, like, make a gap to not get hit with. But most of the time, you want to hit the like, ball eye is the weak point on it. So you can get real close to it and just kind of just swing. So now we've isolated the pig head from the rest of it. Now comes the actual hard part of the fight. Mostly because I have such low health. We still want to shoot the core, just like every Gradius game, shoot the core. But the core won't actually become visible for a little while. It's going to shoot a eye laser snake, which is a thing that a Snatcher-looking character does in Contra 3. Then it starts wiggling the fuck out, and the save space for that is in the upper left corner where I was hiding right there. And the part that sucks is there's no way to do more damage. You can only really hit it like, I think you have to hit it 5 times to kill the boss. Really, the only part of this that's pretty tough is like the spread shot it's doing now, which, by the way, yeah, it's just doing a spread shot from Contra. You know, the gun that fucking annihilates them? Yeah. It is defying gravity like you would not believe. So it's really easy to get shot and killed on the spread fire gun part of this fight. But it's okay. Because we barely killed it. And we got a cool animate. We got a cool freeze frame too.
It's nice that they refill your health.
Yeah, thankfully. So there's the pig star. So now we're on the actual final part of the game. Oh, and final boss.
Just a boss fight.
Yep. So, interesting thing about this guy, normal shots don't actually hurt him. You have to hit him with a charge attack.
This guy looks like a Power Rangers monster.
It really does. Oh, just kidding. He's a robot. He's not the final boss. But now we have to fight the robot. On harder difficulties, that guy is impossible. So now we get to fight a couple of these guys who are in the process of being built. Like him. The longer you let them live, the further of a walk cycle they get.
Well, what do you mean?
Like, if I stand here, he'll stop right where that Terminator one ends, and if he keeps looping around, he'll eventually go further. Until you can... So, some people try and, like, run past these guys, and nope, don't do that. They'll chase you. They'll find you. So, we're basically fighting pig snatchers at this point.
I like how they gave them all little crowns.
Yep. So, it's the coolest callback to Snatchers in ever. And Snatchers, as you know, calls back to Rocket Knight Adventures by putting Sparkster in it. So now we have probably the coolest fight in the game. The showdown with Axel. Because now he's got all of your abilities.
He's just like you then.
Yeah. So it's literally sometimes just like a mash battle between blades. And if he sees you aiming for, like, the spot he's gonna land at with your blades, he'll just keep hopping. But he's not done yet.
Of course not. Ah, neat.
So the safest spot to avoid the missiles is directly where he's at. But the, you obviously have to go near him to, you know, you kind of like go ricocheting whenever you fire at him. Oh, he's still not done yet. And you can't hurt him when he's in the middle of his charge attack, like there. So one of my favorite parts about this fight is you can kind of like glide across with your blade.
Weird. Oh, that was it, huh?
A very close fight. But yeah, he's done for. I think it's like a really cool fight for... I love games that, you know, have like a rival character for you.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, with the parallax scrolling in the background.
Let's just call it Mode 7. That's what it is.
Yep. I'm gonna wait for this guy to get a little closer. 2 hits, by the way, will take them down, but they'll stay alive for like a little longer. So, like that guy right here, if you don't know that you can kind of make them patrol a little further around, you may think that you're gonna like really hurt yourself trying to like aim your cannon downward at him. But you can just wait for him to walk a little closer to you. Same for him.
That's how the pros do it.
Normally I'd run past this guy, but I am pretty close to death. So I'm just gonna get this guy to a safe location. And blow him up. So now it's time for the actual... no, we're almost at the actual final boss. We get a little bit of an area with the space jump to, pick up a couple of new items. And maybe get us used to another game mechanic, like zero gravity jumping. That I'm sure is not going to be used in the final boss fight at all.
Oh no.
So, the only way you can get here is you have to do a direct upfire from go. So now it's time for the final boss. He's still a computer, by the way. A pig has uploaded his consciousness into a computer. And he's got the silliest boss music ever. Come on, buddy.
It's like the game suddenly realized how ridiculous it is.
It's the silliest boss. It's like carnival music for the boss, and I love it. Also, if you hit him, look at the face on his thing. It goes from happy to sad. It really reminds me a lot of that one Sonic and Knuckles mini boss, or the one from at least in looks wise, it reminds me of that one from Sonic 3 in Launch Base. The one that it's got like a little spinny thing.
I forget.
So now it's gonna repeat all those attacks that we saw, but it's also gonna have a little punching thing come up that we can slash. This is the part where the blade goes. Your blade shots come really handy. Because you don't actually have to, like, get really close to damage him, you just have to smack it. Oh, but he's in serious mode now, because the music changed. As long as you remember that, he almost always goes counterclockwise with that rainbow beam, you're probably gonna live.
I feel like this might be a reference to something.
Might be. Oh, it's kind of
background.
It's kind of like the orb brain boss in Contra. So it's a little bit of a reference. Came real close.
Man.
But yeah, there's always a, in Contra 3 particularly, there's, you fight the brain of, Red Falcon. And it's just like an orb that has multiple different, like, goofy attacks. Really, the hardest part of this entire fight is this bouncy part here. Then it's got a pretty long avoidance part, and then, like, I thought the part with, Axel was way harder. Or even the,
You didn't die to Axel, though.
Huh?
You didn't die to Axel, though.
It's a quicker fight.
Oh, he didn't do this last time, did he?
No, he didn't. He chooses his attacks pretty randomly. Alright, here we go.
You pretty much have to hit him with the blade attack, don't you?
Yeah. Well, not necessarily true. You can also get in pretty close and hit him too, but you're probably going to take a little smack of damage like I did just there. Your best shot is to actually get him on your way up. Since running into him doesn't actually do that much damage, and the second he gets hit, he becomes invincible. He becomes, rather invulnerable.
Will he always pop his thing out opposite side of you?
No, it's random.
I mean, if that's the case, I'd just stay in one spot until he popped his thing out.
Yeah. But where's the fun in that? Gotta make it a close shot.
Listen to those farts.
And if we were playing on children's mode, this is where the game would end. But we're not children.
Wait a minute, didn't we choose children?
No, I chose easy.
Oh, right, I got confused.
I've beaten the game one time on hard, and not like, you know, one-hit KO, but on harder. But the final part is just really tough. Just because everything else does 3 times as much damage. So, much like Contra 3, we got a segment here where we've beaten the final boss, and now, as we escape, it's going to try and do one last death attack, and we got to survive it.
Well, that should be fun, because we're in the absolutely safe capsule.
Yep. And what's cool is you can actually see us getting closer and closer to Earth. So we're in the safe capsule, it's not. So we just gotta get to Earth's atmosphere, like here.
Oh, we're burning up on re-entry.
We're gonna burn him the fuck up in re-entry. See, he's happy with it. Look at him.
Are we gonna crash into the castle?
Nope, we're gonna lead a little boop.
Nah. It would have been funnier if we crashed into the castle.
And then the Maniac Mansion theme started playing.
And
Look at the tiny little king.
oh no. No.
Well, I did my job. Time to back the fuck out of here.
Backed away from those sound effects.
See ya. It ain't my baby.
And just like that, he flies away.
Yep. And then we get the title screen that kind of looks like. It kind of reminds you of Sonic 2, doesn't it? I wonder where that could have come from. You know,
Probably Sonic 2.
Sonic flying on the tornado with yellow text popping up telling people who worked on the game. Yeah. Doesn't look familiar at all.
You can't say credits are a reference to another game.
Considering that this game was Konami trying to make like a Sonic character, I think it might be.
Sparkster's pretty cool.
I love
The
it.
game is cool. You did a really good job.
I fucking love this game. This is like, this was the game, like, I got it for Genesis. No one really talked about it all that much. I'm like, alright, this looks cool. Let me play this. And, I played this before I played a whole lot of other Konami games later on in life. So, when I played, like, Contra 3, and when I played Hardcore, and when I played Castlevania Bloodlines, I'm like, oh shit! Is that where it got it from? And yeah, it is.
This is kind of strange, because there's a lot of situations like that where games are made to kind of try to make a franchise character, and they're really good, like there's nothing wrong with them, and nothing happens.
Well,
like, for some reason, they just don't become those franchises.
they tried. They made this game, Rocket Knight Adventures. They made a Sparkster for SNES, which is similar to this, but not the same. It's not bad. I actually like the SNES one less than this one, but more than any of the other ones. Then they tried making Rocket Knight 2 for Genesis, which played completely different and wasn't really that good at all. And then they tried making Rocket Knight for Steam, which wasn't that great. It was okay.
Rocket Knight for Steam.
Yeah, in like 2010, they tried to reboot Rocket Knight Adventures, and it wasn't
Was
all
that
that great.
forward?
Yes, it was. Bless them, they tried. They really tried, but
Didn't even hear about that one.
it kinda, it was.
Congratulations, try normal mode.
Yeah. And then if you beat this game on hard mode, they're like, congratulations, you did it. Like, that's it. That's all you get for putting all your time and effort in. Yeah, the Steam one was also on PSN and Xbox Live Arcade. But, yeah. So, this is like definitely one of my favorite games of all time. Probably my favorite platformer. If you ever get a chance to buy it, like, definitely recommend it. I've been playing this game since I was 5, and I still have as much fun playing it today as I did ages ago.
No, that's a really cool game.
Yeah. So, do we want to throw it over to your channel for Tiny Toons, or?
Would you still be up for it?
Yeah, I'm still down for it. So,
I mean, obviously, it's not going to be any Rocket Knight Adventures.
well,
But,
then again,
it's a nice little game.
I mean, it's also made by Konami. It's also made by one of them at least is made by Treasure. So, but yeah, we're gonna throw it over to Pullahoko's channel because he's in the mood for Tiny. You know, I don't get why people would ever give shit to Tiny Toon Adventures because, like, Tiny Toon, Animaniacs, and Freakazoid are the same. Like, the same staff worked on all three of those games. 3 of those shows, rather. It felt like an evolution of an audience as well as with the with the material.
Hang on. Let's save it for the other stream, Pally.
All right. So, I'm gonna put it in chat. Hold on. So, we're gonna head over there, and we will see you there. But thanks a lot for coming by, everybody.
10 minutes, huh?
Yeah, we'll be there in probably about 5 minutes. So, thanks a lot for coming, everybody, and see you in a little bit.